the relationship that parents have with the school is going to help, right? Not every parent feels welcome in school. So what would you tell school leaders and teachers in terms of building relationship with parents so that some of this agency comes easily?
If you work in a school and you're afraid of the community that you work in, you shouldn't be a teacher in that school. Like you have to go and listen. When you said these were third grade teachers, I remember a second grade teacher, Miss Hawkins, when I lived in Paducah with my grandmother. And you know what else Miss Hawkins did? She went to my grandmama's church. So when I did something and Miss Hawkins would talk to my grandmother, and I'd be like, that ain't happened. And she would look at me and, boy, that woman ain't got no reason to lie on you, right? Like Miss Hawkins was like, had the trust of my grandmother. And Miss Hawkins was a damn good teacher. Now that I look back, right? And she had been in that community for so long. And like she was just a part of it. I think that you have to be able to meet young people where they are and know what their community looks like and know what they're going through. You know, Mr. Brown knew that my parents was in rehab at the time, right? He knew that my dad and my mother both struggled with being in and out of jail. And so let me tell you this, I'll answer that question with a short story because I've already lied about my long answers because I am a liar. All right. So I was a jerk in Mr. Brown's class. Like I was a jerk. I still had this accent. It was a Chicago, Kentucky accent, so kind of twangy. And in California, there's a huge enunciation and overpronunciation of stuff. And so I didn't like being messed with. I was new. I didn't have a lot of friends. So I would act out, right? And one day, and Mr. Brown said, hey, man, you being an asshole. Stay after school, right? That's how he talked to me. He was also like 6'8", so wasn't nobody going to say nothing to him. So I stayed back, and he was like, hey, man, I think you're really smart. I also know what your parents going through, bro, and that don't have to be you. I think you are brilliant, but you're not going to be a jackass in my school. And I want you in this classroom with me. I talked to your basketball coach. You're going to be here every day before practice and every day after practice, and we're going to get you where you need to be. But I think you can do this stuff, and I'm going to make you do it. And the way that resonates is, one, he was from Oakland. He was of that place. Two, he talked to us like the streets talk to us. Like he talked, like that is what I responded to, right? Like, and again, different kids need different things. I played sports. He was an athlete. Like he knew how to convey that. And he also knew how to convey, I'm a tall black man, bro, and you're not about to play games with me. And I've also had little short black women, little short, like Mexican women also put me in check in their own way. So that, don't say I ain't a tall black dude. But the point is that he knew enough about not just the community. He knew what my parents was going through. He knew what other kids' parents was going through because it was the 90s in Oakland and it wasn't hard to be able to tell. And he got to the heart of it. And he showed that he cared about me with his consistency, by not budging, and by showing up every day. Now, listen, the person who has to be mature in these circumstances is the teacher. Like you are the person, you are the professional. You are the only professional that is in this conversation. And so you have to be a professional. And what does that professionalism look like? So I would answer it with that story, and hopefully you can pull things out of it. You have to, if you are afraid of kids in their communities, you might end up being the worst barrier that they see. I've been told by so many people that I wouldn't be anything. I was told I used to pick up bus tickets when I lived in a shelter and I moved to Oakland. There would be bus tickets waiting for me. And one of the receptionists at Lafayette Elementary School was very sweet, and the other one was not. And she would go above and beyond, and something was happening. And she said that her colleague said in earshot, why you spend so much time with them little thugs in training? Fam, I'm 11 years old. I'm an 11-year-old child. I'm scared of everything. I'm living in a new place every night or whatever the case is. I can't even process what that is. But a lot of people, schools are jobs for a lot of people, and it's vocations for other. And I think you should know who is which. And it's okay which people it's a job for. But I suggest if you a parent that you know, and I suggest if you a good teacher in that school building, you know who it's a job for and who is a vocation for.